All right, now we're going to do question number 5. Question number 5 asks, hey, here's a table, and the height of this table is 45. 45 what's? That's what the question's asking you. It wants you to provide the most reasonable unit for the height of a table, knowing that it is 45 of those units. So it only gives you the choice between millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. So let's go through each of these and think about what these would be. If I wanted to measure something in millimeters, millimeters are amazingly tiny. How tiny? If I wanted to know the radius of that circle I just made, millimeters would be the best choice out of all of these. That's how small they are. So it's definitely not millimeters, at least not for a table that any of us could even imagine using. Maybe ants. Even then, it's pretty small. Well, what about centimeters? Well, centimeters are comparable to inches in the American system. 2.5 centimeters thereabouts is an inch. So, for example, if I drew a circle here, a much bigger, more reasonable circle, and I got that radius, centimeters would be a good idea to measure that in. So is that appropriate for the table? Maybe. Let's see if there's someone better. Let's look at meters. Well, I'm about 6 feet tall. Hello. And 6 feet is approximately 1.8 meters, almost 2 meters. Now, knowing that, a 45-meter table would be taller than most buildings that you go into. That's ridiculous. It's definitely not meters. Well, maybe it's kilometers, except a kilometer is even bigger than a meter. If I wanted to tell you how far you would have to drive to go the next town over, I would probably tell you in kilometers. Kilometers is definitely not it. This only leaves centimeters. Now, I told you centimeters are comparable to 2.5, or I apologize, that 2.5 centimeters go in an inch. So, well, so about half of this, like a 20-inch table, that's much more reasonable. So this table is probably 45 centimeters if I'm speaking in general. And given these choices, it's definitely 45 centimeters. It's the only one that's not just silly.